All right, music fans, welcome back. It is Dave. It is the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people, just like you right there, and just like me right here. One thing that I've noticed in the history of Fleetwood Mac is the way certain band members have been replaced over the years. When Stevie Nicks left Fleetwood Mac, she was replaced by Becca Bramlett for a time period, that weird time frame during the mid 1990s when Dave Mason was lurking and Fleetwood Mac was still creating music, but very different sounding from the stuff that they had done prior. Christine McVie left the group for what, 15 years, something like that. It was a really long time. And she was never replaced. Think of that. Now, you know why she was not replaced is I don't think they could come up with anybody who could sound like Christine, but she wasn't replaced, which speaks to the fact that they felt they could go on with the Stevie Nicks catalog and Lindsey Buckingham catalog to some degree. I think Christine's contributions are very important, and there are a few of us out here who believe she's. I think her contributions are more important. She's been with the band since 1970. Okay, so I don't know. Her name is McVie, and she's just a wonderful talent, very classy lady, and she's always carried herself extremely well. Now, let's get to Lindsey Buckingham. Lindsey Buckingham left the band in the late 1980s. Fleetwood Mac said, uh-oh, we need to replace him. And they replaced him with two people, Rick Vito and Billy Burnett, both of whom did, I would say, an okay job. Pedestrian, but I think sufficient in the sense that it really it plugged the holes, and the band was allowed to move forward. These guys were a little more on the rockabilly side, so they did change the direction of the band to some degree. Good players, very good players, clean players, precise players. Actually, more Southern California, country-ish, had a vibe that I think fit, but that peg wasn't quite where it was, obviously, when Lindsey was in the group. Lindsey brings just a completely different dynamic, but keep in mind they replaced Lindsey with two members. Fast forward to the famous firing from last year, and what does Fleetwood Mac do again? They replace Lindsey Buckingham with two members. This scenario has repeated itself, and he's the only member of this band to have been replaced twice by two people. And this time around, the replacements are less effective than they were the first time around for two reasons. One is these two gentlemen are not as talented as Rick Vito and Billy Burnett. They may be more well known, but they're not as talented. That's my take on it. You can disagree. That's fine. The second reason is we are so late in the game. For Fleetwood Mac, it's like the fourth quarter. And you don't take out your quarterback, your star quarterback, in the fourth quarter and not think there are going to be some ramifications. You've played it this far, you've played the game this long, and you pull your best player at the end of everything. And it's less effective from a public relations standpoint. Now, from the we're going to go see the train wreck, or we want to see the band the way they are now because it'll be interesting, or we're going to go to our home country, meaning, you go to England and you'll pick up some steam there because of the British connection with the band, and then you'll go to Australia because now there's an Australian component to the band. Those things are all great marketing and very smart and brilliant Irving Azoff duct tape moves. Okay? But the bottom line is the band is still missing their core and their best player. And it's interesting that Fleetwood Mac has only replaced Lindsey Buckingham with 2 members when they replace him. Very interesting. Everybody else, they get replaced by 1 member or 0 members. Food for thought. Done. See you soon.